Hi guys, and welcome to another F1 Clash video with myself as a WF1. This week you join us at the Ferrari Team Event in the opening round. If you haven't heard already, Aaron is in an echoey room. However, I am away at the minute, so trying my best to bring you the content that you want to see. So you'll have to put up with the echo for now, but if not, you wouldn't have a video. Let's see where we are at the moment then. So 4 races in, and we are on 174 points. It's quite close at the top already, as you can see. And this is how we've scored. So 43 points in Mexico. We struggled in the next race on 37 points, and then followed by another 247. So going well so far. Up next, we do have Abu Dhabi, which can be a very tricky circuit. So let's get into Abu Dhabi. Do make sure to like, comment and subscribe. We are pretty much at 100 subscribers, so massive thank you to everybody. But let's get into it. Here we go then, Abu Dhabi in the UAE for the 5th race. Hopefully we can get a good qualifying position. It's not too bad, 8th and 10th. And we are going to go a medium and hard strategy, and we're going to use what are we going to use? Eternal Flame and Dead Fast I want to use. Here we go. So we're going to do 4 laps and 4 laps with Sainz, and 5 laps and 3 laps with Leclerc. We are on the left side of the grid, so we should get a decent start here, hopefully, as the rival goes with boosts as well. If you start on the right hand side of the grid, you tend to do worse off, but Leclerc's struggling already in 13th. Sainz in 8th. Can we go up the inside? We can't. We'll keep on boosted till about the 7th corner. Leclerc's going backwards at the minute. Bad corner by Sainz there, and Leclerc's going to get through a bunch, maybe, not quite. So we'll cut Sainz down, and we'll also cut Leclerc down as he gets 12th. Can we boost up the inside? Leclerc's not great on this. So we are going to have a bunch of soft pit stops ahead of us. So hopefully we can cut ahead and make up a bunch of positions. We'll boost Sainz into the main corner, where the slowest part of the track is. Leclerc's still sitting down in 15th. It's a terrible start for Leclerc. So coming on to lap 3, with a lot of pit stops ahead, we're going to jump all these drivers. Leclerc won't. But we'll keep it up as best as we can. We'll boost Sainz, and we'll boost now Leclerc up through this part. And Sainz now sitting into 8th. We're going to keep Leclerc going because there's going to be a lot of pit stops here. And we're going to now boost Sainz until another medium strategy. So Sainz up to 3rd. We need to get Leclerc up as quick as we can, and he's going to get a few people here. I might go down to 4 laps, sorry, with Leclerc, as Sainz gets up to P2. And Leclerc absolutely flying now. Into 7th. And I'm going to go around again with Leclerc. A few pit stops ahead of me. I am going to get the 5 laps and then come back and do 3. There is a few pit stops behind, so I'm in no rush with that one. Sainz in P4, 3.5 seconds off the lead. Boost him there, boost Leclerc a little bit. So P6 is going to obviously drop back down. Remember, we were P14 originally with Leclerc as the opponent's pits, and now Leclerc pits. So we can boost to the end with Leclerc. We can pretty much boost to the end with Sainz as well, as he gets P2. And a hard tyre left. Leclerc's going to come out in P15, no, P14. And a lot of pit stops ahead. So still chances for Leclerc to get back up. Sainz running P1. Dead fast, giving that phenomenal power advantage. As Leclerc coming around the final corners. A few pit stops in again. So we'll jump them through the pits. Leclerc into 11th now, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pit stops ahead. Can we get Verstappen? We can. So a few stops might help us here. It might not, we might be too far back. But hopefully we can pick up a couple at least. Which we are going to. And it's not going to do great on fuel Leclerc, but P8 now, 41 points. Sainz is going to come home for the win. Leclerc still can't get past the opponent. He does now, and he's nearly going to run out of fuel here. We should hold on though. It's going to be close. Ooh, P7, so 42 points in the end. Opponent did do better, but we shall take that. Here we go then, race 6 is from Imola. 44% chance of rain, and it is raining for qualifying. See where we can end up. P4 for Sainz and P9 for Leclerc. And it is a hot day by the look of it. So we're going to go Taurus. We need the extra tyres, I think. And Sainz, we're going to go dead fast again, I think. Even though we're running out of them. 55. So I'm going to do a 3-3-2 probably on Sainz and a 4-4 on Leclerc. Depends how quick that rain comes in on the second part. If the second weather doesn't last long, could be interesting for the end of this race. Sainz up to P3, Leclerc up to 6th as well. Can we get second? We can't, so we're going to cut them down there. P3 and P6 is absolutely spot on for the start of this race. Let's look what the rivals are going to do. So sort of 3-4 laps they're going to pit. So we should be able to do some good damage here in the leaderboards. So we won't push much until the 3rd lap. We'll make sure we keep the positions though. As Leclerc sort of holding the pack up to get me out ahead. And we're not losing too much time to the leaders either. So let's see where we can go. So I am going to just put medium boost on to close the gap. And then we're going to come back and do a medium tyre. With no service. Okay then, so here we go then. Sainz is going to come in for a pit stop. And we'll push Leclerc to the end on this strategy. So Leclerc up to 4th, and Sainz now coming back out into 7th. We'll push him for 3 laps. So Leclerc will come in on medium tyres. And in he comes now. Sainz will continue round. into third place, even second place. And we'll close the gap with Leclerc as well. So Sainz will pit next lap on lap 6 for softs. And Leclerc will go to the end on this set. Rain won't be an issue. So Sainz needs to get past Leclerc if he can, which is finding it difficult. And he probably won't get to the end, maybe Leclerc, as we managed to finally get past. And Leclerc behind Norris, who will also pit. So Sainz comes in, looking good for a 47 here. As Leclerc gets into second place. And Sainz back out in P5, but cars ahead will pit this lap. Sainz into 4th. As Leclerc now gets P1. Has had to juggle around the room that I was in. So Leclerc P1, Sainz now into P2. And we are looking good for 47 points at Imola, one of my favourite tracks on this game. Always seem to score highly. Rain's not an issue this time. And it will be a nice 42 points. We're almost going to lap the rival, which we pretty much do. Make a good screenshot of that one. And Leclerc comes along and finishes P1 and Sainz P2. And that will be a solid 4th. Here we go then in Brazil, and we have a P7 and a P9 start. And do fairly like Brazil. It is a fairly decent track to race on. We're going to go Voice, and we're going to go another dead fast, which we're using up pretty quickly. So we want the speed and also some cornering as well here. So let's see where we can get to as we start P7 and P9. Let's hopefully we can get off to another. We've had a few 47 pointers in a row so far, so let's see if we can keep it up at the top. So P7 and P8 is where we are currently at, as somehow Leclerc is flying through Sainz. We're going to get done by team orders, I imagine, here. So we're going to boost Leclerc a little bit out of the way as Sainz now actually gets past. As Sainz is going to get into 5th round the thing, and Leclerc is flying up as well. There's a bit chaos on team orders, as you can see. So we're going to cut them down. In terms of pit stops, we want to get ahead of Sainz, as Sainz trying to get ahead of his former self. We'll try and get him up the hill, which we don't even need to. So 4th place for Sainz, P6 for Leclerc with dead fast. We'll boost a little bit because he's got a bit of spare time. So fairly happy so far. We are only 2.4 off the leader, who's probably going to pit lap 4 the same as us. The other two in front might actually pit this lap, so it might leave us in 2nd. And no, they don't, so they're going to pit lap 4 as well. I'll trust my strategy, as we'll go 4 mediums for Sainz, and Leclerc is sitting nicely in P5. He's going to come back and go softs, so he's going to be very fast with dead fast at the end. So Voice is obviously the acceleration, speed and helping on the tyres. Dead fast gives me the speed, the fuel and some extra tyre grip to help me push harder as they come into the pits now. Leclerc will take over, and it's going to work out quite nicely for Leclerc here. We've got a bit of work to do still with Sainz, but a few people haven't pitted, as he comes out in P8 and Leclerc carries on into P2. So we'll boost him to the end. He's going to come back for softs, so he's going to be very quick. Sainz is currently in a bit of traffic, and that is because there's a few people who haven't pitted yet. And here we go then. So Sainz is up to third. Can Leclerc get through the pack as well? So Leclerc already up to P4. Sainz into P2. And we're after P1 then, and he's on mediums. So we've got another great chance at 47 points here, if we can strategise it well. Sainz up the inside, can't make it. Can he do it into this corner? He can. So P1 and Leclerc right behind in P3, which is now P2. And this should be another 47 points again. So I think that makes sort of 3-4 races in a row now, 47 points for myself. This is going to be a nice easy P1, P2. It's going to be close this week. As you can remember, it's myself, McGrady, Ivor Fernandez and Music Man at the top, usually the top 4 positions. And we're going to be wow there. So Sainz will win again. Simple as that. P2 for Leclerc. Lovely P1 and P2. Indeed, rival nowhere. And another 47 points. The 8th and final race of opening round, and we are at Monza. So a notoriously tougher track for me. And let's see what we can do. So Sainz 9th, Sainz 7th, Leclerc 9th. We're going to go attacking, so we're going to go aggressive. And we're also going to pop on a bit of Street Shark, a bit of overtaking, speed and tyre to help different. So we're going to go 2 strategies here. We're going to go 3, maybe 3-3-2, 3-2-3 for Sainz, and we're going to go 4 laps for Leclerc. So let's start them off then. Sainz already great start up into potentially 5th here. If he can make the corner, he's not going to though. So P6 for Sainz. There's not much chance of overtaking through here. So we are going to cut down. We'll check mediums and hards. And behind us we've got a lot of medium and hard. So we're probably going to get stuck in a bit of traffic at a later stage. Leclerc in 9th, Sainz. We're going to boost to see if we can get ahead on this corner, because it is on a slower tyre. And Sainz does get ahead. Into P5. Medium again ahead. So can we get in the hairpin? We can, up to 4th. Leclerc's got a nice train behind him. And Leclerc has Sainz ahead of him on the hard tyre. Or Sainz has Sainz, if I actually get the drivers right for once. And Sainz flying into P3, but a soft in front of him. So that's happy. I'm happy with that so far. We will come back and do a no-stop P2. Strategy 2, no stops onto the softs. Leclerc's going to go an extra lap. We are going to boost Sainz to the end, see if he can get past Verstappen. I do want to keep more than 50% tyre wear though. And we're not going to get past Sainz. Sainz can't get past just yet. He can now, but he is going to pit. And hopefully he will come out ahead of the Red Bull as Leclerc tries to go down the inside and doesn't get it done. So we'll come back for medium tyres on Leclerc. Leclerc trying to get past medium as well. So we'll boost into this corner. Up the inside maybe, not quite. Now we get in. So we'll bring him down as we nearly get Sainz as well. So into the pits we go. Sainz now into second. Can we get first? We can. As Leclerc now comes back out in 5th place. So we'll bring Sainz in this lap. We're going to have enough fuel, so I am going to go medium tyres. And I'm going to push Leclerc because I do want him to get ahead of these drivers. They're not really going to pit again. As Leclerc behind Sainz. Can we get him inside down here? We can, so P4. Sainz back out in P3. And we'll save a little bit of tyre through here with Leclerc. So P2 we will pit, so we will move up. It's just Leclerc we need to get if we want another 47 points. As Sainz trying to get to P2. Verstappen should pit maybe next lap. As we're right behind Leclerc, who's in the lead. So it's going to be a last lap push, I feel, for both our drivers to get P1 and P2. Because Leclerc's not going to pit again. As Sainz gets into second, we are going to push Leclerc. As Sainz gets into P1. Leclerc could be low on tyres at the end of this race, and I'm going to risk it for 47 points. We're going to push it into the last corner and hope we survive on tyres. Can we get him in here? Can we get him? We can't. I don't think we're going to have the tyres either. We do get him now. Is it enough? It is. P1, P2. So that means you have been treated to 3 47-point races. That's 47 points again. 47 points, which is another great score there. And we'll await the arrival, and we'll finish this video off with showing you where we are at this point. So 47 points. We were ahead of the rival on team score. And that puts us at the top at the moment. And it's very close. So you can see me on 357, Fernandez 351. Music Man can still take over me by 2 points with his last race. So it's going to be very, very tight indeed. So fingers crossed we can hold on and we can translate that into the final round. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you for the final round tomorrow.